Pawn will probably be the basic level. I'll probably make everyone a pawn when they join. Oh my goodness. So, that was a fun technical crap breaking moment. Oh my gosh. That was obnoxious right there. So, what happened, aside from my fucking shirt constantly trying to drop down and show my cleavage, um, well, wait, that's how you get views, right? Oh, now we're gonna get millions of people. Oh wait, no. That's right. They've got to be bigger than that. I forgot. Okay, so the the okay, so my computer is just taking forever to do anything right now. Um so OBS was just, hey Rogue Shadow, how's it going? OBS, this is like a 30-minute late start. Good lord. So the OBS opened up, had no webcam, which it doesn't have a webcam most of the time whenever I first open it. Usually, the way I fix that is I just shut down OBS, I wait about a minute, and I open it back up, and it works fine. It brings the webcam in and everything. But this time, it never fully closed out OBS. OBS runs two different processes on the back end. So, uh, after it shut down the first OBS process, it never shut down the second. And whenever it didn't shut down the second, it started to cause crashes anytime I tried to launch OBS again. So I tried Control Alt Delete to go into the process management and get rid of it and all that, and it wouldn't kill the process. No matter whether I was doing end process or end process tree, it wouldn't kill OBS's process. So I had to fucking reboot, which then it started doing the exact same thing the second time. So I had to reboot again, and now it's finally working. It's finally working. And Butter's a part of the crew. Butter, weren't you off today? Did you not stream at all? But yeah, so after legitimately fighting OBS for 30 minutes, we're finally live and talking about our early access games. So I apologize for the wait, but I'm glad that you guys are still around. So, last week we talked about Twitch. This week we are talking about early access games because uh, G Money and I were playing Fortnite on Tuesday night, and that's currently in early access. And since it's in early access, and it seems to be doing a very good job with its early access, the fact that it is it's a complete game. Like there might be things that they can tweak and add to it, but overall it's complete. It has everything that you would need to call it a game. If they didn't add anything else, you would be like, "Oh, okay. Well, I guess this is what we got." There aren't repair options and stuff like that, but we do have uh, you know, the ability to craft stuff, the ability to build our bases, the hordes of zombies that come, all these different things. So with that, it we were kind of talking about it, and I just, since we still hadn't come up with a topic for this week, I just kind of, it clicked in my head. I was like, that would be the perfect thing to talk about: early access games. So Real quick, I want you guys to kind of throw at me what are some of the early access games you guys have played, if you've played any early access games. I'm just kind of curious and just kind of wanting to know because I've played quite a few early access games in my time. Back whenever Minecraft was still an alpha, I played. Yeah, anytime that you're buying it and before it's officially released, uh, that's that's when it's counting. By the way, butter is already gone. I'm looking at the viewer list. We're all saying hi to someone who's not even here. I think PUBG is still early access because they're still making tweaks to like weapons and systems and whatnot. So I think that that's still early access. Do you have that? Because that looks like a great game. That's an example of a good early access game, which we're gonna try and hit, good and bad as we talk about this because of the simple fact that like there's both. Yeah, I mean we'll give that a 50-50 rating on whether or not to count that. Anything that does like an open beta weekend will kind of, treat as 50-50 because, well, actually, no, we'll count it as a yes because there's also the idea of one of the points we're going to talk about is whenever you have to pay to get access early versus uh, the ones like lawbreakers that were able to, um, you know, that were able to let you play for free for a short period versus ones that have to pre-order to get them. So, those three different types are all considered early access. Beta for a limited period, uh, beta or early access based on pre-ordering, and then early access based on some like full purchase, like with Fortnite. You did a full purchase. It's not like you're pre-ordering with a $5 down payment and you can choose to take it back. It's a full, a full purchase. I can't return it. Well, I could probably figure out some way to try to return it, but honestly, I like it enough, so I'm not gonna I'm not gonna do that. You got some McDonald's Wi-Fi, Rogue? Uh, so you guys haven't really played too much in terms of early access. The so the Lawbreakers. We'll talk about Lawbreakers real quick. Lawbreakers had that free. All you had to do was enroll. So with that, we have a good arena shooter that is well polished and well put together, but they want to test their servers and they want to test how guns are handled and how people, do that stuff. So the question is, where would that rank on our scale of like is one being a really shitty beta and 10 being a great beta? I'd say it's probably a 9. I mean, there weren't any server issues that I knew of. You were earning rewards that I'm not sure if you get to keep them or not. I didn't really read into anything surrounding that. And it seemed like their characters and their weapons were all really well polished, and they were just kind of having people get an experience with it, having them get their hands on it and see how they like it. So I agree, and each beta had patches. Yeah, they had tweaked stuff between the two open betas or closed betas, closed betas. So with that, we have that as a very high mark. It probably could have had a 10 if they had, I don't know. I don't really know what could have made it better, but there's always something that goes wrong with them. Like maybe if they had more game modes it would have gotten a 10 because as it was you got to play on 3 maps, right? I think it was 3 maps. And with those 3 maps, you got 2 game modes or something like that, 2 or 3 game modes. So with that, you could have had all the game modes available at different times. You didn't even have to have them available all at the same time. But it was still pretty good. Um, Come here. My cat came down with a toy. She wants me to play with her. But so then we have the other betas or other early access games. So I remember that when Halo Reach was coming out, it had a when Halo Reach came out, it had a what was it? It had pre-order to get early access to the beta, I think, and I did that, which I enjoyed. You played the Battlefield 1 beta, Titanfall 2 multiplayer tech test, Destiny 2 beta, etc., but never had an early access game. With most betas, there's limited everything. Yeah, there. I don't think there's ever been anything that gave you everything, which is why I say there's never been a like cannot be improved beta. I think the top that you can reach is 9, and the only way you could get better than that is if it was everything was available for a very short time. But that actually that's another good one to talk about. Destiny 2 beta. So, do you guys feel like that whetted your appetite for it more, or did you guys feel like it was something that kind of, you know, mm, you're maybe more fishy on whether you actually want to do that or not now? Because I'm wanting to I'm wanting to get the Destiny 2 game in my hands as soon as possible because it's what it is. It's a looter shooter type. Once it comes out, I'm probably done with Titanfall for quite a while because with me, I feel like I'm gonna play that a lot more, and it just fits me better. But I need to get used to the shooting of that again, is what I need to do. Hey, Atomic, welcome to the show. Um, it kind of pushed you away, Rogue. Just a little bit of curiosity on that. Why did that push you away? What was it you didn't like? Was it the gun handling? Was it the slower pace of movement? I'm just curious. It's no problem, Atomic. I was late too. I was half an hour late starting this because it was just OBS being a piece of crap for 30 minutes. It didn't want me to it didn't want to give me my webcam. Like for the life of me, I couldn't. Uh, so Atomic, have you done any early access games? You didn't like the player base? The player base of Destiny can be real douchey, which is something that sucks. I personally like looter shooters a lot, but I hate whenever there's toxicity to it. And sorry, I know you just got a like slurping sound, but um, I personally like it whenever people can just be nice to each other, which is why the phrase "get good" is like one of my most despised phrases because usually it's used in a very douchey way. It's like, well, you're just not on my level. It's like, fuck off. You can't act like a hoity-toity, high and mighty piece of garbage and expect people to like you or your game or anything to do with your style. But, not everyone is that way. And honestly, whenever I'm playing Titanfall 2, Destiny 2, I'm not going to be that way. But, it is what it is. So yeah, it's it's I I would like it if people came out and played Destiny 2 with me. I'm sure that a lot of people are going to join Butters or Tony Mo's or Iniquities guilds or whatever they called them, their party things. But if people want to join mine, that would be good. I know that I've got a real life buddy that I'd like to I like to play with. We played Destiny 1 a lot back when it was big. Uh, Played the For Honor PC beta. How'd you like that? You really liked it on PC, but I don't know. Yeah, very cool, Atomic. I don't play it on PC because my PC is a piece of shit at this point. It's literally 7 years old. But that actually kind of brings me to something that so my idea of what's like the perfect early access game style is actually like Minecraft's type style. So I played Minecraft on PC back in 2009, whenever it first was released. I was at an engineering college full of a bunch of nerds. That game is like built for nerds. So, some of my friends that I would eat breakfast and lunch with regularly, that one or two of them were like, "Hey, there's this game that's a new indie game. It's, not super popular yet, but it's a lot of fun. It's called Minecraft. You can build a base and you fight off monsters at night and stuff like that, and it's really cool." And so we just had, oh, very cool. You got your custom PC built. But so I was looking at it, and back then they had a free version that you could play in, which was just creative mode. You could do creative mode to see what kinds of things you could make. And I played it like that. And then during one weekend, something broke with Mojang's servers and whatnot, and they couldn't authenticate people. So what Mojang did was that they just basically made the game free to everyone for the weekend. And I downloaded the free version, and Notch even like put out a thing saying, you can play your uh you can if you got it, that's cool. I would appreciate if you paid me for the game, but it is what it is. And I played it for a little while on the normal mode and then gave it up and stopped playing it. And please move your tail. So I gave it up. I stopped playing it. I uninstalled the full game, and then years down the road, I came back and I did it again, and enjoyed it. The cat is, by the way, rubbing her face against the monitor. That's why you're seeing the video move like that. But the fact that he said, for $20, I will give you the game as it is now, and then everything in the future, and we're planning on expanding this for a very long time, was fantastic. What's your question, Atomic? Uh, Rogue. That's a way a lot of people end up playing. I, on the other hand, play just about everything. Porn might be later in the episode. We might cap it off with some porn at the end. Cat, please. You are driving me up a wall. Stop it. Sit down. Sit. Sit. As you can see, this is a different cat from normally. I am out of Grape Crush. I need to go to the store and get some more actually. But welcome to the stream, by the way, G Money. Get your tail out of the way. Anyways, so lay down. Lay. Good. All right. Um so yeah, that's my opinion of like the perfect way that an early access game would work, because you got access to everything, you paid your one price, and you were good to go. And then obviously Minecraft on top of that, you got all those mods that you could put on it to make, like, some of those mods can make Minecraft look insanely good. Obviously, the only thing I wish about Minecraft is that it wasn't coded in Java, because Java devours, uh, it just devours everything, resource-wise. But what do you think about when people hack and stuff to get the early access games for free and then make it accessible for others? That is not the way it should work. Hacking to release a game early whenever it should be paid for, like, I might not agree that everything should be paid for like that. Like, I don't, I feel like everyone should, at the very least, um, it should only be it should be a, like, $5 pre-order to get access to a beta. I don't think you should have to pay everything for most early access games, because as you guys know, there's a whole shit ton of early access games that just are garbage. That is all there is to it. I know, calm down. Um, so, like, real quick, let me launch my Steam. We're going to look at some of the greenlit early access games. But it's this situation where there's a lot of crap that's going on with yeah, that's probably going to be difficult. But the early access stuff is just, why was the stream so late, G Money? Because it was OBS giving me trouble for about 30 minutes. So we're actually going until about 10:30, 10:35. But there we go. There we go. Okay. Let's see here. Do 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 ba do. All right, so now we're looking at the Steam page. So we go to the store. Then we go to games, and is there early access? I can't remember now. Yeah, there's early access right there. I missed it like twice. Um, Blame Grindbot is now starting. Sweet. So, um, all right, there we go. I got rid of a couple of commands so that they'd leave us alone. So, Bodger. I don't know where Badger is. Probably asleep because it's early as shit in the UK. But the games that are currently on this, like, look at these. Look at this. Look at this. Space of Darkness. That is not good, like, image quality. Let's see what the game itself looks like. Like, this right here. Now, I understand that making a game is difficult. Like, I work on making a game. But this is not ready for a $5 charge. This is nowhere near a $5 charge. You could do a lot of polishing with the 3D models. Like, a lot. I mean, I understand it's only $5, but you know, it's what it is. It's a super rough, like someone's making a game for the first time as a project to learn how to do it, and it's not worth that. It shouldn't be on Steam for $5. Ugh, I can't lean over. I'm talking. I can't reach it. Anyways, um, so the idea of this being out makes people weary and not like the idea of early access because it is frankly garbage. Like someone buys this for $5, they get burnt because this is not a well polished game. It's not that good. Thanks for the update. 7%. You're really hauling ass there, Atomic. But then let's take a look at some other ones, shall we? Um that's kind of neat, but still could use a little bit of polish on models. Soul Keeper VR? That looks good. That's a $40 game though. So that's like a full one. 7% after an hour. Look at this though. Look at this. What type of game is this? Oh, it looks like it's a RPG Maker game. I mean the images like this don't look as good. What? Nothing. Um can you please stop distracting? You are throwing my brain off so much. Yeah, I know. It doesn't need assistance throwing it off. Um, but Shooty Squad, look at this. Look at Shooty Squad. Wait a second. Oh, it costs $5. I don't want to spend $5 on this. If it was free, I would play it and I would try it and I'd have a good time with it. I'd probably have people like you guys download it and play it as well because it's not a real. It clearly isn't resource intensive. They're super, super simple shapes and shouldn't take like hardly anything to render. So it's just like, look at it. Find powerful weapons like an RPG. But like that's the thing with this. It's $5 to download. But what if you spend the $5 on it, and while it might have a decent like gameplay or whatever, it could totally blow in the fact that you only have 10 people who actually play it. And if there's no player base, no one's gonna play it, you know? There's just not anyone to play against. Lag's gonna be horrible because if 10 people total play a game, you know, it's gonna whatever. But my point is there's a bunch of early access games that are absolute garbage, and it would be better if, and also you guys can friend request on Steam, you know. But you know, it's just this early access mentality that people can put their stuff out at any time. And check the monitors on. Unplug it and replug it in.
The computer or the monitor?
The monitor. Robin, her computer's not
Working.
not connecting through or something. And I'm guessing the cats did something. Yes, I see the green inbox thing. But like there's all sorts of what happened?
Why'd your deodorant on my desk? I fell on my foot.
Anyways, so tonight's podcast is damn near all over the place. Good lord. This is insane. Took me half an hour to get started. Now Mrs. Grindtastic is downstairs.
Cause it's 10. Shut up, bitch.
Yeah. Anyways, so fucking hell. Let's see here. What are some of the early access games that were absolutely atrocious? The ones that were absolutely atrocious were like that bear game a couple years back. You remember that one, right? It was a bear game where you were playing as a bear and having to like find and eat some meat around the woods and whatnot to level up, and it was awful.
Did you get extra points for finding Goldilocks?
No, you don't get extra points for finding Goldilocks. Boo.
You ate her. She's the main.
Anyways, but then you also get you bought Mr. President? What is Mr. President? I don't even know this one. But oh, is this the one where you have to protect the president from getting shot? It's so bad. Rump for president? Wow. I don't know how you control this, but I could see how this would have a bunch of hilarity ensuing with it. I mean, the goofy physics in it are just kind of crazy. It's so bad it's a good game.
Open sesame, bitch. Where's my mouse?
Well, I'm glad you did, Rogue. But I have like a $1.25 in my Steam wallet. Stop distracting. Anyways.
All I do is shake my head and go, ooh.
Yeah, you shook your head in my line of sight. Stop it. But yeah, like anyways. So I just kind of wish that the system for doing early access games would be better, because personally there's even games that are well done but take like years to finish. The fact that you don't care about it though. Like I played a game, I pre-ordered it literally in 2010 or 2011, and they got like $600,000 out of it or some crazy amount of money. And it was called what was it called now? Shit. What was it called? I can't remember what it's called now. I have a video on the channel about it. It's a game by Sauropod Studios, and it is where you have these little yellow guys who can gather wood and stone and different materials and can then go through and build different things, and you can build like intricate castles and whatnot. And it's really cool, but it took them 3 years, 3 or 4 years to finish it. And it is what it is. Meanwhile, I wish that I had a computer that could run, like, I've got H1Z1's King of the Kill, but now there's other games for PC that are even more demanding and I wouldn't have the ability to handle at all, you know? Um, so, t- like, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds one of them, you know? I wish I could, but they've made tons of money. They are putting out a complete game, though. That's the thing that makes me go, I'm fine with this, is the fact that they're getting a ton of money, but they're also giving everyone a complete game for that money, you know? It's just bullshit whenever you pay, we'll say, $20 for an early access game, and then that early access game literally is like a alpha build of a game that literally can't do anything that is promised from the final game. And those happen a lot more often than I wish they did. Because when that happens, so I was watching a video by a YouTube channel called Crash Course. And Crash Course is kind of a science summary history type thing where they take a topic and they talk about it for 10 minutes of video. And then they'll have a certain number of episodes per per series. Like I'm listening to one right now that is the video, or it's all gaming. So they talk about sports, they uh talk about sports, board games, dice games, card games, and video games. Video games are the vast majority of what they talk about, but the other ones exist. So, uh, I was watching that today, or listening to it, because I find stuff that just kind of talks and you don't have to look at it. I find that good to listen to while I'm working on and programming. And they reached a point where they're talking about the video game crash of the 80s, which if you didn't know about that, uh, Nintendo, or not Nintendo, everyone like Atari and whatnot were there were third-party game manufacturers that had no quality control to them. And so many absolute crap games were made that they simply consumers like trust and value in those products was zero. So no one was buying video games for a long time because of how bad the games that had been available were. Now, the games at that point were, just new and they didn't have the whatever to them. But we're going through a very similar thing. And yeah, Nintendo saved us in the form that Nintendo didn't get hit by this as hard because apparently Japan avoided the video game crash of the 80s, which Nintendo then brought on companies, third-party developers, said you will develop games only for Nintendo for 5 years and you can only produce up to 5 games a year and have to send all of them through us for approval. And with that, there was a baseline that you knew whenever you bought a Nintendo game, it's going to be at least this quality. At least. So people knew that they could trust video games again and they started buying them again. And then video games grew and grew and grew to get to this point. So right now, as I'm hearing that during the day, I'm like, this is actually perfect for tonight's topic because right now we're starting to get this flood of a whole bunch of absolutely horrible games that have no quality control to them, no testing, no, nothing saying, hey, this has been tested and has been approved as a game that's actually worth money. I could literally go on a site and say, hey, you can download this game right here and it's going to be, $1. And then whenever you download it, it's actually just a dot sitting in the middle of the screen with nothing happening, nothing moving, and you paid me $1 for this. It's the dot simulator. That's a problem, you know? And it was just, you don't know what to do with that. You can't really stop it that much, but you need to figure out a way to guarantee quality. And I have no idea when EA came along with all that because they have some garbage games, they have some really good games. It all depends on what the game is. But you can always count on the fact that EA is going to really tighten down on you to get as much money out of you as possible. As you can see with any Battlefield game. Oh, sorry you lagged out, Atomic. But with any Battlefield game, with the Battlefront games, those types of games, EA will intentionally like just $20, $20, $20, DLC, 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 and they'll take so much money. Yeah, and then we have Respawn right now that's doing the exact opposite and being like, here's like a full year of DLC content for absolutely nothing. And while I hope more games do that, I'm expecting that it will probably be somewhere in between. But, right now the thing I'm worried about is that the the whole early access thing will start to actually wear down the gaming, consumers, which I don't think is going to be much of an issue when you really think about it, because there's so many people that are now more savvy on what to look out for. But at the same time, you never know how this could affect people in the market. Oh, they're doing a free DLC situation. I still need to read up on what Battlefront 2 is doing, but hopefully, you know, hopefully it's something that is taken care of in a decent way. Um, let's see here. I wonder what the worst. Wait a second. Wait a second. Am I able to somehow do this from the worst sellers? Hey, look, PlayerUnknown Battleground, number one. Of course, then you end up with situations like, yeah, that's my biggest thing with DLC that I hate is the fact that anytime you put out DLC, you divide the player base. So, like, I never got any DLC for Battlefield 1 or Battlefront 1 or any Battlefield game really. And whenever DLCs start coming out, you start fracturing the player base and you get fewer and fewer people to play. But so talking about early access, um, I have Rust and I have King of the Kill, but at what point do these games actually come out of early access is the question. Like they're in an indefinite early access. Ark Survival Evolved has been in early access for 3 years. I'm pretty sure 3 or 4 years. It's been a while. And they've released DLC for it before they've even released the game. Like, that is ridiculous. That is 110% stupid. So then there's The Forest, which I've heard actually really good things about. Um,
I haven't. You're making it up.
Gang Beasts is funny. Subnautica looks fantastic and amazing. I wish I had a computer that could even come close to running that. Um,
You wanted a fence, bitch.
DayZ. This is actually an interesting one. Okay, see you, Atomic. Oh no, Rogue. Okay, see you, Rogue. You have a nice night. Sleep well. I'll talk to you again on the next stream. Um, Omega, you've played Subnautica? Bear Sim for his birthday. I'm gonna eat that meat. Oh, that sounded wrong.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Atomic said he's buying me Bear Sim for my birthday. So I need to eat meat to level up. Go from a cub to a Papa Grizzly. Okay, we're stopping now. There's too many euphemisms in this. We're done. What?
You know what?
What? Bow chicka bow wow, that's what she said? That's what he said? A million
Stop
things?
working the corner, okay?
Anyways. The I watched Markiplier play part of it. I watched more back in the day. But then I watched a lot of a streamer called The Loyal Patriot. He's a survival game streamer, so he'll stream DayZ, uh, uh, The Long Dark. He did all of Subnautica. He does PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. He does anything that's like a survival type game. And he played that, and I watched like 12 hours of a 14 or 15-hour game. And I wanted to play it so bad while I was watching him. It has HTC Vive, Oculus Rift, and OS VR support. What? That would be nuts. But I'm playing Fortnite. Oh hell. Give me a second. Thank you for that. I was fighting so much stuff today. Just trying to get this crap to work. Thank you, Atomic. Thank you for pointing that out. So let's see here. What was I just saying? I was looking at something on the Steam. What the shit? Um, so we had fucking derp 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 derp. Shit. Okay, DayZ. That's what I was gonna say. DayZ. Okay, so DayZ started out as a mod in Arma 2 and was really well received. At that point, the creator Brian Hicks wanted to create it as a standalone game so that people didn't need to download another game. He could kind of get paid for doing what he's doing. Um, so he did a Kickstarter or whatever it was to get DayZ going on a standalone form. So he started to develop it. It's been developed for like 5, maybe 6 years, and it's it's done. They're redoing it though. They're redoing their in-game engine and their inventory system and their weapon systems, and they're trying to do all these different things to I can make this disappear. Whoa, almost all the way. But the angle of the pencil reflects a lot of the green from the. Never mind, she's just staring at me. Anyways, so we end up with this question of a lot of people put in for the early access DayZ game, and it's kind of a heaping pile of shit. Like it doesn't. People are super. They're super like laggy to the point that everyone can die in a shootout. No one can live. Um, Meanwhile, people can clip through walls, and you'll lose your connection, and your game will die and crash. And uh, there's all sorts of really glitchy manipulating a weakness in how the game was developed, but that's kind of on the developers to you know to fix those game mechanics. Then we also have the fact that they're trying to redo the game engine from scratch after it's been in for like 4 years, and they've apparently been working on this for 2 years. The game engine reconstruction thing, they've been working on it for like 2 years. And so the question is this, and I want your guys' opinion on this one. At that point, what do you consider this? Because it's been playable in a standalone form for like 5 or 6 years. It has had very little update to it in all this time. They've given it some sound updates and some graphical updates, but for the most part, it's pretty much the same game you got 5 years ago. And then we have, this early access label to it. And personally, I would say that a game should only be able to use early access for, I don't know if I say a year and a half or 2 years. At a certain point, you have to lose your early access title and you have to become I don't know, indie game, or you have to switch. And 6 years of development is not an acceptable thing in my eyes and my opinion. I know what you mean, Atomic. I have allergies to cats, at least to a degree, and I can wake up and sneeze my brains out some days.
That's basic then.
Anyways, Mrs. Grindtastic is a dick. She said, "That's why you're so dumb." She's killing herself with laughter. I'm so funny.
Hey, I'm a dumb one. I'm married.
Anyways, so is that actually true, Atomic? Is it actually early access if they've set a date for release? Because, like, it seems like there's a bunch of these games here. DayZ standalone, the Ark Survival Evolved game. It actually seems like quite a few of these are actually newer. I know that the H1Z1's been around for a couple of years at this point. Um, this game actually looked pretty good. Oxygen not included, but that's a different point. Okay. It looks like there's just those three or so that are like really sticking around for a while. I think Rust actually might have been around for 4 years or so too. It should probably lose its early access. This 7 Days to Die, it's a it's making. Oh, Ark is fully done, but it shows in the early access. I'm confused. Hmm, that's weird. That's weird. I mean, right here it says early access survival dinosaurs open world. I don't know. Um, maybe it's a glitch in their system. It's it's not that uncommon for a glitch in a system like that. My thing just freaked out. My encoding did. I don't know why. But did I drop any frames? It says I have no dropped frames, even with the thing. Frames, not friends. Dick. Um, but 7 Days to Die is making progress. Like I remember seeing early builds of 7 Days to Die that looked really bad. Like I remember watching Achievement Hunter play this 2, 3 years ago, something like that, and it was super rough. Animations were garbage, stuff like that. And Atomic says dropped some friends to play video games, but I'm gaining video game friends. I have Atomic and Omega. They're my friends. Um, but I feel like as long as it's making really good progress, you can like extend the the early access, you know, title of it. Like maybe the best qualification for it would be you lose your early access title after no substantial updates for a year, you know? Because I guess Minecraft was probably going for a little while without going into full release, but it was a constant update. Like it was getting like big patches with redstone and stuff like that for, you know, 4 years of its development every few months. Oh, Valerian's already out of theaters? Atomic said Valerian was a good. What?
Atomic Blonde.
Huh? No, Atomic Cat, not Atomic Blonde. Atomic says that Valerian's already out, but he liked it.
Well, that's good.
So I guess we'll have to catch it whenever it comes back around.
Watch a Spider-Man's friend.
Yeah. Minecraft is. I know. I already made that joke at the beginning. I was like, my shirt's trying to get down. Then I was like, oh wait, I want views. I want views.
That's why I thought
Omega's the only person that got to see it at the beginning. Everyone else joined in after that joke was already made. But yeah, Minecraft. That's why I said like Minecraft is the ultimate of. No, let's not do that. But Minecraft is the ultimate of an early access game. You paid your $20 up front and stop it. Paid your $20 up front. She's trying to mess with the webcam. Omega got the early nudes. The nip slips. But so, you paid the $20. Stop fucking with the camera. Pay $20 early. You get the game. You're then able to get all the updates in the future. There's no DLC. There's no anything. The whole game is $20, and that's like the best of the possible, early access stuff. Just go upstairs. I'll wrap it up in a minute.
What did you just tell me to do?
I said just go upstairs. Like dry your hair and all that.
My hair is dry.
Okay.
You
Part of it looked wet.
You're wet.
I don't know if you could hear her. She said you're wet with the ultimate burn of 2017. Jeez, stop it. Go.
No.
Stop. Stop. I'm trying to talk to the guys. Stop throwing stuff at me. Oh my gosh. She is
What?
she is like a 2-year-old.
Really?
She needs all the attention.
You're one to talk.
Atomic thinks she should be the host.
Yeah, see? They
Yeah,
want
well,
me.
she doesn't like to actually talk to people and show her face.
I don't want to show my face. I'm trying to grow. What? You always say I'm fake though when I show my face.
Anyways, but she also wouldn't be able to talk very much on video games.
Because
She plays Halo, and that's about it.
they get frustrated with it, I think.
Well, we're gonna see if you like Mario when Mario comes out, but
We got
anyways.
Mario Switch. You didn't play that with me either.
What?
We played the little cart thing.
Mario Kart 8?
Whatever it is.
Yeah,
We played it 10 times. That was it. It's done. It sits in your closet.
it doesn't sit in my closet. Go start getting ready for bed.
I'm already ready for bed.
You can make it really difficult to actually talk to the guys.
It's still filling me.
Anyways, hopefully we can get her to stream like Mario whenever it comes out this fall. Hey, you know.
I think is that your hint for me to buy that for you?
No, I'm saying like
What is he saying?
hasn't actually owned or played that much Halo, but he said Halo Master Race. It's a joke. But
No Master Race.
yeah, it it sounds like you guys are kind of in the same boat with as me in terms of early access games. We all feel like there needs to be some sort of way to validate whether or not it's going to be a legitimate game or if it's just kind of a piece of garbage project.
Who said I'm antisocial?
Atomic.
What? I'm not antisocial.
Well, you don't like talking to people.
I do too.
Do not.
Do too.
Well, then maybe you should try streaming sometime.
Hi.
Well, there's Miss Grantastic
For the split second.
for a split second. Hey, you guys, try and spread the word. How many people do you need to post on one of the videos saying that you need to stream?
What do you mean?
How many people?
Stream what?
I don't know.
I
I'll
don't know.
figure out a game that's not super
I don't
like
know.
whatever intensive,
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
right.
and then whenever you get home from work before me, because you get home hours before me, you can stream something until I get home.
I won't know how to set it up.
I will teach you how to set it up.
No.
We don't have PUBG,
What's that?
and she would not do that very good.
What's PUBG?
At PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, it's a Hunger Games style
Oh, fuck
survival
now.
arena shooter game.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. That's not her style.
Update.
I don't know what update means. Oh, it's at 8%. He's rendering something in Blender,
Oh.
and it's going
Really
so slow. Like it's at 8% after like an hour and 20 minutes now.
Damn.
Like it's gonna be going all night, and
How
even
big
after
was
an
the
entire
file?
night, his render is only gonna be at like 40%, 45%.
How big a file is it?
I don't know. Atomic, are you gonna post that to like YouTube or anything whenever it's done? I want to see what is taking this long. But how many whatevers?
Oh. What's one? Oh, okay.
It's been 1.5 hours. So how many 50 people?
I don't know. Good
I don't
luck.
know. Apparently whenever we reach like we'll say 50 people because she's
Make me stream.
well, I'll figure out a nice easy game. We could even have you
You
just
said
simply
that worm game was easy, and that was not easy. You said that putt putt golf was easy. That wasn't easy either.
we can even have you just play Mario Kart.
You make fun of me. That was a
You'll be
sunny
playing
night.
with friends.
It was a
Atomic
sunny
is a
night.
friend.
It was a
Omega
sunny
is a
night.
friend. Fish are friends, not food.
Did you tell me about that? Was the sun in your eyes
No.
thing?
The problem is I didn't fully texture it, but I don't. Oh, that's right. You're doing a bake. A bake is whenever it's applying like shadows and texture and all this stuff. That's right.
Yeah, I did that before. It sucks.
Yeah. So here's the question. How many people do we need to get in to
What do they say?
how many people do you think you guys can help recruit to uh, to come out and support Mrs. Grindtastic streaming Mario Kart 8.
We have to have Mario Kart 8 first.
We have Mario Kart 8.
Oh, what's the one? Is that what I play? The one where it's
Yes.
sun in my eyes?
Yes.
Whatever they say, plus one. What'd they say?
Atomic says, how many different accounts? I mean, people.
Oh my gosh, no.
Just saying.
Whatever. Whatever you guys choose. They probably won't listen to me though.
This says, hey, Atomic, this says that Alt 4, the number, not F4,
We'll tell you how much time.
will stop the action. But they say by stopping Blender full stop. That makes it sound like they're saying Alt F4.
It sounds like they.
Oh, wait, no. This other person says that just switches to layer number 14. So apparently that person was trying to say Alt F4.
But then wouldn't you have to start over?
This person says that some actions can be can be stopped with an escape key. But they tried just simply making, killing the process completely with Alt F4. But maybe 25 people? 10 people or 25 people is their thing, though. All right, well, we're going to have to do some recruiting for
You just pick one.
people. If we could get, like, Butter's brigade of people to actually show up, she'll be streaming. The time she would stream would be, like, what?
Depends on what time I'm going
4:30?
to work.
Yeah. What's the time you usually get home?
About 4:30.
About 4:30? So she'd be streaming at like 4:30.
If I went to work late.
If she went to work late, she could get home earlier and stream at like 4, that type of stuff. But um, we'll have to get people recruiting viewers to come out. Yeah, good luck.
Sorry.
Yeah, maybe. That's the whole thing. It's like we would have to gather people up from all over because I know that if she tries to stream and only gets like 3 of us, which I'm fine with 3 because I understand that it's a huge crawl to grow and some people get lucky, some people don't. Everyone grows at different rates. That I know that she would get frustrated with only 3 people. She'd be like, "This is stupid. Why am I doing this?" And would just stop. So I want to make sure that she doesn't have the problem I have. So we need to see how many people we can get before she comes on and streams. So I guess that's our goal for the next.
How many?
We're gonna
determine?
we're gonna do 25
Okay.
because Butter gets 20 to 35 pretty regularly whenever he streams. So if we could even get just the portion of Butter's group, plus Omega says that he might be able to get some of Dino's or Tony's people.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a cat. The other cat was causing trouble earlier. But if we can get like that, come out and support Mrs. Grindtastic. That would be fun. You guys can ask her questions. She probably won't answer while she's driving, but between races, she will probably read the chat because I'll show her how to do all of it and everything like that.
Last time I got made fun because I didn't know the memes.
What?
Last time I got made fun because I didn't know the memes.
Who? What memes? What?
The ones where people are posting like it's some person with a big head and they.
Oh.
So get her to stop reading these.
Just say, what does that mean?
Okay.
She's not as internet savvy. She's afraid that the memes are gonna go over her head and whatnot. because she doesn't know what Kappa is, and she doesn't know
That
what
doesn't make sense. What's
some of
Kappa?
these other things are. Anyways, all right. Well, it's coming up on 11 o'clock.
Told you.
I'm gonna have to call it for the night. I do apologize for it taking so long for us to actually get started. OBS was being a piece of shit, and I didn't have the ability to come down here an hour ahead of time because we were doing more stuff in our backyard to prepare for the fence this weekend, and then we still had to eat dinner. We only ate dinner at like 9 o'clock. Like,
When you
no,
finished.
not even
No, you
9.
said 8:45. You got home at 8:45.
Yeah, I guess it was. It was
'Cause
like
you were like,
8:50 I got
yeah,
back.
'cause you
We
were
were
having
supposed to
a
start at
meeting.
9, but then OBS freaked out until 9:30.
Yeah.
So, it was an absolutely
It's clusterfuck.
insane night. But anyways, Omega, Atomic, thank you very much. Uh, Shadow was here earlier. It was a great night. Butters clicked in for a moment and then clicked out, I guess. But hopefully we can get enough people. I guess we'll try and recruit them into the Discord, maybe. So we'll try and get people into the Discord so that we can communicate easily that we're gonna go live whenever that happens. And then once we get the 25 or whatever it is, we will get her to play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and everyone will enjoy it.
No, they won't. I'm sorry, you're gonna hate it.
No, they're gonna love it. They're gonna love watching you
They're
run right into walls. Bump.
They're gonna.
The only way it could be better is if we could get her to do a drinking game with it, but she's not gonna do that. Anyways,
I might.
yeah, Atomic, we're ending it right now. We're going to try and recruit 25 people to the Discord. So share the Discord thing with people, get them to come in, tell them that we are going to have Mrs. Grindtastic
Fail horribly.
play Mario Kart Double Dash whenever we reach 25. Hopefully we can get a decent number of the Butter Brigade and Tony Moe's group and Dino's group, and hopefully we can get them to come in and watch her have a goofy race or three. But sorry again it took so long for me to get started. Next week I'm gonna make sure that on when Thursday comes around, I'm getting this done an hour ahead of time.
What?
Anyways, thank you very much, guys. Hopefully you guys have a great night and a great Friday. And I'll try to stream like Saturday night a little bit,
Wrap it up.
but I'm going to be working on the fence a lot. So I will see you guys then. Have a great weekend. Peace.